Yo, what up? Welcome into a special Friday edition of Arch Rivals, closing out the week, getting ready for this week of the NFL season. You already know the exec, my man Blaze, you know what I'm saying? Getting ready to get you some of these good picks. I gave you some good picks last weekend, including Washington Commanders left hand up, falling to the New York Giants. But that's in the past, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that success can continue to roll over into this week. You know what I mean? We got NBA started this week. We got Dwight Howard. Now let me stop.
Hey, look, man, Dwight Howard said what he do in his room is what he do in his room. He said that ain't none of our business. And with that said, that ain't none of my business. For real.
No, will it ever be? You're absolutely correct. What's good, though, son? What up with you?
Oh, man, I can't call it. Just getting over a little sickness, man. That's why, we missed our show on Tuesday. I just didn't want to take a chance, just coughing and hacking the whole time. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to give the people what they want. Great week of sports. We're in the second leg of sports heaven. Now NBA has moved into the second leg. College basketball is coming soon. No, I'm sorry, the third leg. And college football, NFL, now we're in NBA. So in the third leg of sports heaven, now we're just waiting on college basketball. Definitely excited to see my man Bruce Bochy, son. Yeah, want to see him pull it off. I've always thought after the second championship in San Francisco, I've always thought he was an underrated manager. Like he just like nobody was talking about him. And I thought he did a great job in both those World Series he won with San Francisco. So just excited. Texas is not my team. I'm just excited to see Bruce Bochy. I've been a fan. So excited to see that. It's two teams that weren't even expected to go to the World Series.
Exactly.
Texas and Arizona. Nobody picked those. And that's the beauty of Major League Baseball. And that's why I tell you a lot. Major League Baseball is the best postseason ever. Because you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, it is.
The problem is nobody's going to watch it because it's Texas and Arizona. It's two markets that are not baseball markets. I mean, it is what it is. You'll get the purists, you know what I'm saying? You'll get the purists, you'll get the people that's want a couple dollars on it, you know what I'm saying? But
sure.
Obviously Yankees and Dodgers could be the World Series every year, and I'm quite sure Major League Baseball people are like that, but
right. But the Yankees just don't show up.
The
Yankees don't show up. So, Hey, Dodgers went to bed this year.
They did. They didn't show up either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they went to bed big time. So, like I said, moving on.
You know who else didn't show up to start the week this week? The Detroit Lions. So, look, listen, I knew Lamar was going to go hero ball, but I thought the game would be close. The Lions been a wagon against the spread for the past 2 years and stuff like that. But we have seen this team when they step up in competition. I don't want to say, Blaze, that when they step up in competition, they look terrible, because that's not the case. They've played some good teams and lost. They've been, listen, they've got a couple of impressive wins on their schedule. I figured they would lose to Seattle. I figured they would lose this week. But I thought they were past 38-6 type losses. I thought they wasn't going to get blown out like that no more.
Well, hostile environment, because that can be a hostile environment in Baltimore. Like they have a lot of loyal fans. You won't go to that stadium and see a lot of jerseys of the opposing team that they're playing. Unlike in Washington, you know what I'm saying? So hostile environment, a beautiful stadium to say the least. I've been there a couple of times, but man, Baltimore showed up, man. I mean they kicked their ass from the beginning all the way until the end. They didn't even let up. They didn't take their foot off the gas. I mean, that was a great performance by Lamar Jackson. That's probably the best performance of his career in the NFL. Unless my memory's a little bad, but
MVP season, but a 4-touchdown
the MVP
game.
Season, yeah.
But
that performance, wow,
MVP,
wow. Baltimore looked like they were sending a statement to Detroit and letting them know you're still the Detroit Lions. That's the type of ass whooping that they delivered. They did was like, let them know, look, y'all still Detroit, and we're going to show you that you're still Detroit. And they look like the Detroit of old of the last 6-7 years. They really got handled. So hats off to Baltimore. That defense is lethal. That Baltimore
They
defense is
playing
lethal, man.
they playing
That's a
good. I
good
don't want to
defense.
get too down on Detroit because with that easy schedule that Detroit has and
Mm-hmm.
the stretch that San Francisco and Philadelphia is about to go into, you could
Mm-hmm.
see Detroit. I keep saying Detroit could be the one seed in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Off of the
Maybe.
strength that they play a very weak schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're not the
Mm-hmm.
best team in the NFC, but they can end up with that one seed. And then, I kind of do hope they end up with that one seed myself personally, as somebody who needs a little hand in the second round. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that. Who else was a fraud this weekend? You willing to call Miami a fraud?
Yeah. Until they play y'all.
We played them on December 20. We played them December
I know.
24th.
Oh, that's when y'all playing? Okay.
Yeah. Do y'all play
Okay.
them?
Of course we do.
Ooh.
Of course we do.
Boy,
Everybody in the division
boy,
plays
they
them.
may break a record that week. They may break some records
Maybe.
that week. They may break some
Maybe.
records that week. But they
Maybe.
look
Well, I mean, we saw what happens. You put pressure on Tua. the two time against Buffalo and
yeah,
against Philly. You put that pressure on Tua, it just looked like an average quarterback. That's what he
just
looks
like
like.
regular degular quarterback. Your man hurts. I know it's illegal to talk about him, right?
No, why not?
He's still because when I talk about him, people say, "Oh, this, that, and the third."
Oh yeah, I
People
don't
say
get
Dak
upset.
Prescott. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is much better than Dak Prescott. There's no comparison. But when Dak Prescott turned the football over, you hear about it all week. Jalen
Plays for the
Hurts,
Dallas Cowboys,
7 turnovers, and you
but he
don't
plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
hear
Doesn't
a
matter.
word of it. You know what I'm saying?
Being Playing for the Dallas Cowboys is the gift and the curse. You get all the praise when you win, and you're gonna get crushed when you lose. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Listen. You talking to the wrong guy. You and I just got into it last week about Dak Prescott. So hey, you definitely talking to the wrong guy, buddy. Talking to the wrong guy. I don't think Dak is as bad as Cowboy fans make him out to be. Sorry,
All
that's just
right.
me.
What about
That's
Justin
just me.
Herbert? He doesn't get criticized either. Now I know his coach is a jackass. You know what I'm saying? But when you lose every game by 3 points, at some point, somebody got to be like, okay, why the quarterback can't win the game for us?
But I
He make
told you he
money.
was a
He make money like the quarterbacks that win the game.
true. I told you he was a tad bit overrated. I told you that last show. I told you that. I wasn't really a fan of his coming out of college.
That's your
You know,
man, son.
huh?
That's your man.
No, it's not.
Justin
You
Herbert
said
never
we,
was your man.
but hold on, you said we got receipts. Go back last week. I tell you, it seems a tad bit overrated to me. I said that. We keep receipts.
I feel like I got a text message saying that he's the best young quarterback in the league.
Man,
That say
you better go
Blaze
back
on
and
it.
check your text messages and stop playing with me, bro. I know I didn't text you that. Yeah, yeah,
It's yo shut Justin
yeah,
Herbert.
yeah, right, yeah, right. Show it. yeah. I know I didn't tell you that. I know for a fact. I mean, like I said, man, he's a good quarterback, and I think he gets a pass, because he's like the prototypical, quarterback, big tall guy standing in the pocket. If he needs
He
to,
looked the part.
yeah, just like same thing with Trevor Lawrence. If they need to run, they will. They're not running quarterbacks, but if they need to run, they will. They can jump out there and maybe, run for about 5 or 6 yards. If they on a 3rd and 5, they can go get you 6 yards if the protection breaks down. They don't mind taking off running,
No
but
doubt.
I don't know. You
Yeah,
know me, man. I'm a Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson guy, man.
no
So,
doubt. Jalen is the man. Lamar's the man. Patrick Mahomes is the man. And
my
that's like
homeboy. They just found a way. Now, hold on, bro. These refs, man. Come on, man, with Kansas City. This is like it's to the point now where, and I knew this was going to happen. Once gambling and these apps became legal, and it was okay to do. There was no way that the fix wouldn't be in with these games. And people can call us conspiracy theorists or whatever, but your eyes don't lie. It's to the point now. These calls that the refs either miss or make for Kansas City, it's just too blatant, man. It's wow.
very poorly officiated game
Wow.
last week, including the Browns and the
Oh,
Colts. There was some disastrous calls on that Browns
that
and
was
Colts
bad.
game.
That was
I'm
bad. I
not.
felt bad.
I did too. Even though I was on the Browns, it ended up not being mattering anyway because the
Right,
Rams ended
right,
up
right,
throwing up the parlay
right.
and the teaser anyway. But
Hmm.
I did kind of. I'm rooting for them, obviously, but then I also felt bad for the Colts. But then uh, I'm not even going to go. I'm not even going to start with Deshaun Watson. I'm going to leave him alone. I'm going to leave him alone. 5 passes he threw, 2 of them was to the other team, but shoulders hurt. You know what I'm saying? So let's
He should have.
leave.
He should have never played.
Yeah, exactly, son. They owe him $63 million next year, $63 million a year after, and
Oh,
$63 million a year after.
mm.
Let
I just put a crook. I got a crook. I got a crick in my neck, man.
me tell you something. If you think your quarterback, any NFL franchise think their quarterback situation is bad, you ain't got nobody. You got to pay $63 million to.
$63 million, and you and I, we just trying to get some sponsorship for
Just
maybe
trying to get
50 grand,
yeah,
just
exactly.
50 grand, and we're talking about a man. We just throwing these numbers around. $63 million.
3 times in a row. When next season, and there's nothing that they can do about it. They can't get out of it. Nobody will ever see a guaranteed contract again. Never.
That's absolutely insane. Oh no, never. No, no, no,
Never.
no, 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 no,
Never
no.
again.
He just messed that up. So
Yeah.
wait, Lamar's contract's not
Not fully
his
guaranteed.
contract's not guaranteed?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay.
A good portion of it is guaranteed, but it's not a fully guaranteed deal. You still got like an out
Okay.
after a couple years. You know what I'm saying? But he'll make plenty of money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And good for him.
Yeah, no doubt
Absolutely.
about it. Big fan. NBA season started this week. Damian Lillard in Milwaukee. I mean, it is what you thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a
I've
problem with
been
what I see there.
seeing I've been seeing a lot of crying with these same game parlays from people. Listen, people, listen, listen. It's the very first game of the season, and you're expecting. I saw
Yeah.
somebody this morning. Oh man, look at Joel Embiid. Okay, he got 7 rebounds. A lot of these teams have new pieces added
Yeah.
to the team, so teams are still trying to work out the kinks. Don't worry, Embiid will fall back to where he's getting 10 and 11 rebounds a game. It's one game. Look at Anthony Davis. He cost a lot of people money the other night with what he had 7 rebounds. He cost a lot of people. That's because he was trying to prove a point, because he had to back up what he said during the summer about Denver, and he laid an egg in the second half. Now look at last night, 13 rebounds. It's one game. You can't go out there and bet a same game parlay as far as player props with these players in the first game of the season as if it's game 56 from last year. It doesn't work that way.
You don't have
It's
no
the first
data.
game.
You don't have
Right.
no
You
data.
have
You
no
don't
data.
have
Right. And
nothing
these
to
teams
go
are trying
off
to
of.
gel
Yeah.
and, mesh and, trust me, after about game 15, everything will settle down. But that's your fault. Not you. I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
the public's
And
fault for
you
not
got to be
knowing that.
careful. You got to be careful in the beginning of a season. Like I
Very
went to
careful.
unload on a couple teams this week. You look how the Wizards steamed down the other night from
Hmm.
7.5 all the way down
Hmm.
to 4, and
Hmm.
then got their ass kicked. You
And
know
got
what I'm
demolished.
saying?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
You know what I
go.
mean?
And
So
Vegas knows that. They know that people are going to jump out there. Man, listen, I can't say it enough. It's a reason why the lights stay on 24 hours a day at every casino in Vegas. The lights never go off.
you really don't
They
see
stay on because people, the mindset of the average public is, okay, first game of the week, first game of the season. Let me go. Let me put Embiid down for 12 rebounds. Okay, okay. No, no, no. You can't do that.
Yeah, you
You
don't know
can't
the
do that.
system, rotation, minutes, a lot of that
Absolutely.
stuff still
Brand new
yet to
coach.
be determined. So take it easy on your opening weekend basket, your opening of the
Mm-hmm.
season NBA wagers. A couple of things that stood out though. The Celtics are going to be very good
Mm-hmm.
team in the regular season,
Mm-hmm.
especially if Porzingis can play like he did the other night. My knock against Porzingis is when you get into those crunch moments in the playoffs, he's going to be minuscule. Remember, I
Well, we'll
told you
see.
this.
This is the best talent.
I've
This is the
seen
best
him.
talent he's ever played with, though.
That's
This
true
is the
too.
best talent. This is the best talent he's ever played with. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's never played with talent. Yeah, he had Luca. But I mean, Luka was the focal point. I mean, this guy playing with some future Hall of Famers. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
no doubt.
You know, you got
100%.
Jason Tatum, you know, Jaylen Brown, you got the experience of Al Horford, you know, going at Derek White, it's kind of coming into his own now. So then you got Drew Holiday, who's going to push everybody, veteran leadership, already has a championship. I love it, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm still a little upset that they let Marcus Smart go. I would have liked to seen him stay, but I mean, hey, they replaced him with another defensive dog and Drew Holiday. So, like I said, we'll see. But yeah, Boston's going to be tough, right? And Milwaukee's going to have to figure it out, man. Well,
Yeah.
what I mean by that is it can't just be Giannis, Dame back and forth in the fourth quarter in crunch time. Still got to get everybody else involved. I see that Chris Middleton is on minutes restriction. He only played 16 minutes last night. So like I said, we'll see. I still like Boston to come out of it.
His point total was 12.5, right? And my initial thought was, oh, I got to hammer this. Then I thought, oh, wait a minute. Minutes restriction. You know what I'm saying? And then
he was on minutes restriction. Yeah, you just got to, like I said, you got to be careful.
Speaking of Marcus Smart, the Grizzlies got off. They lost to the Pelicans. The Pelicans controlled the game. Zion, at the end of the first half, Zion took a dude one-on-one, went to the rim and threw it. The next play came down. Brandon Ingram got a steal, threw it to Zion for an alley-oop dunk. He looked like vintage Zion the other night. Now, the Grizzlies, it's not Ja, it's Steven Adams. That's going to be a big loss for them. The Grizzlies need to try to go get Andre Drummond from the Bulls because the Bulls ain't shit. The Bulls suck. Bro.
Right. The Bulls probably will have a fire sale.
They had a players-only meeting after the first game. That's wild as hell, son. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Bulls have a fire sale. Drummond would be a good spot. Memphis would be a good spot for Drummond with Adams out. But, son, I can see DeRozan. DeRozan gonna try to make the Laker play. Absolutely.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, if they have a fire sale, trust me, DeMar DeRozan will be the hottest commodity. Trust and believe. Yeah. But here we go with the Lakers again. Boy, your man just needs so much help. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Listen, hear me out.
I'm sure he's not saying go get me DeMar DeRozan. He probably just chilling. Don't put LeBron in it. If the Lakers go get the player, do not say, oh, LeBron need this, LeBron need that. LeBron is a player on the team, not the general manager.
I can't tell. I can't tell. Just this year he's not GM/player anymore. Oh, okay. All right. So Rob Pelinka finally put his foot down and told him, get the hell out of my office. We got this in here, buddy. We tried it your way with Westbrook and it didn't work. Absolutely. We tried it your way when they got your man, son, Westbrook, and it didn't work out. Absolutely. So, yeah, I get it. I'm telling you, man, I see the Lakers 7-8 seed again. I don't see. I don't see what everybody else sees.
Is Oklahoma City better than the Lakers? I agree.
Watch them dogs. Watch them dogs this year. Roof. Watch them dogs. I'm telling you, man. Woo! If they stay healthy, they're gonna be scary. They're gonna be scary, man. I'm telling you, man. SGA, like he's unstoppable. Like you can't stop.
30-10 in opening night. Some of the drives I saw from him, I was like, this kid is the real deal. He's the real deal. Him, Halliburton, they're the future at the point guard position in the league right now. You know what I'm saying?
Tyrese Halliburton, a walking double-double. Yes, sir.
Now, you know who was horrible the other night? Your man Trae Young, son. 1 of 9 from 3.
I'm not a fan. I told you that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a Trae Young fan.
Not at all.
I'm not a Trae Young fan.
People
keep telling me
2 years ago when he took the Falcons, when he took the Hawks to the conference finals, I'm like, yo, son got an MVP in him. Now I'm like, oh boy, he can't. Wait a minute,
his shooting percent
is 1.5.
It was like that last year. Every night, 2 for 10. 2 for 10, 3 for 11.
What good is he? If he don't hit threes, what good is he?
he has no problems with jacking them up either.
No.
Jacking them up every chance he get. I'm just wondering quietly, is DeJounte Murray probably, saying to himself, wondering if that was a good move for him to go to, because he was the man in San Antonio. He was damn near walking triple double every night. Either he got a triple double, he was with like 24, 8 and 8. You know what I'm saying? 24, 9 and 8. 24, 10 and 7, like that. Like every night consistently in San Antonio. And I'm just wondering if he's starting to question to himself or to his friends, like, man, you know what I'm saying? Was this a good move to come here? Because his numbers obviously haven't been the same, and I get it. He's going to a team he went to a team with another superstar. So I get it. But his numbers have drastically fell off, especially, because like I say,
and the GM come to you and say, I got to trade one of these dudes, Murray or Young. Which one are you telling them to trade?
They're not going to trade Trae Young. And DeJounte Murray might be happy to get out of there, depending on where he's going. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, man, he put up good numbers. And I get it. Yeah, he put up good numbers. He was the best player on a bad team. But still, he was good all the way across the board. Even steals. Not just points, assists, and rebounds. Even steals, he was good all the way across the board. So, I've always wondered. Because even when they traded for him, I was kind of saying to myself, DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, maybe I just see the game differently, so, yeah, I don't know.
Other than that, nothing really stuck out from, like I said, everybody's played once now, still 81.
Clippers look pretty good. The Clippers didn't look too bad.
So I'll Westbrook. Be with you. I didn't see none of that. Right, I didn't see none of that game because I don't want to watch Paul George and Kawhi Leonard no more. That was 4 years ago, son. I can't get behind that no more.
And they're just gonna sneak up on everybody.
They should have won the bubble championship. We are 3 years past the bubble championship.
That was
won by LeBron James.
And they'll still beat the Lakers this year. Like what are they like? What are they in the last 3 or 4 years? Like 8-1 or something?
Yeah.
9-1.
They kind of own the Lakers, yeah. So
they really do. They really do. So, like I said, we'll see. We shall see.
All right, I only got one college game this weekend, right? And I think the referees get involved and get prime time over the hump because you got to get them to 6 wins so they can be in the bowl game. You know they want them in the bowl game. The only whack team on the schedule is Stanford. So he's going to upset somebody. I think it's this weekend. I think they upset UCLA.
I can see that. That's a hot. But I'm gonna tell you something about UCLA though. They play good defense. UCLA plays good defense. Despite the loss. Who was that? They just got Oregon State. I think Oregon State pounced them a couple of weeks ago. But UCLA plays good defense. But nobody is seeming to stop that Colorado offense, even though they can't stop anyone. You understand what I'm saying? But
no doubt.
Yeah,
I would also take Utah. I'm also back on Utah again this week. Getting 6.5 at home, money line. It's hard to go into Utah and win, son. You don't really think about Utah having this crazy home field advantage, but when you turn on that game on Sunday, you can be like, oh shit. And then Wisconsin too. Don't be surprised if Wisconsin tip Ohio State on Saturday night because Camp Randall's another tough place to play.
I mean, like I said, man. Well, no, I mean you may have a point because a lot of these teams come off these emotional wins and these big rivalry games that next week, I'm always interested to see how they play the next week. Yeah, that's a good point. We're on the opposite sides of Oregon. I like Oregon -6 against Utah. We're on the opposite side, but like I said, Utah been grinding. They've been grinding without their number one quarterback, Cameron Wright. Absolutely. So, but if you don't mind, can I just kind of talk to the Washington football team fan base?
It's okay. All right. Cool. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm not a
Rams.
fan.
No. Okay, no, you're right. Rams money line.
Okay.
Rams money line. In Oregon -6. I like it. I do.
Right.
Seriously, that's what I like. You got anybody in the NFL you like?
I like Philadelphia. Now, don't say I'm hating because the last time I
Oh,
was
no. I'm not saying
Commanders,
that.
I just the Commanders at
40
home.
sacks, bro. 40
The
sacks, bro.
Commanders,
Why wouldn't you take Philly?
the Commanders at home. That's what I'm really betting against the Commanders at home because I don't think Jalen Hurts is healthy right now, but he'll be good enough. The Commanders at home. I don't know what it is. I'm going back to the Steelers this week. I'm going to the Steelers now. Maybe because I lost on the Steelers last week, but the Steelers at home getting 2.5. I don't know. I feel like they figure out a way, even though Jacksonville has been excellent on the road. I feel like the Steelers figure out a way to pull that one off. But really, to me, my biggest play of the week are the Seahawks. I laid a 3.5 with the Seahawks against the Browns. I think the Seahawks are. I don't like the Browns back to back. I don't like the Browns in back to back road games. So that's where I'm at with for this weekend.
I could possibly, in Seattle, I could possibly, but I'm telling you, that Browns defense is for real. I know they were going back and forth with Indianapolis last week, but still, it seems like when that Browns defense needs to buckle down and they need to play, they always come through. Granted, Indianapolis did get cheated by the refs last week. We definitely on the same page with that. Definitely on this. Now, to my man, Dennis Bowden, DB. I told you I was going to call you out, DB. To Grant Paulson, 1067 The Fan. He has a show. He's a homer when it comes to the Washington football team, Washington Skins, Washington Commanders. To Kevin Sheehan, he works on the other local station in Washington, D.C. First off, DB, my man, Dennis Bowden. Every week, he puts up a post. He be like, man, I don't care what y'all say. Sam Howell is trash. I'm not going to say he's trash, but I'm definitely not going to put him in the Hall of Fame. What my point is this: every week when you say that, he has no offensive line. He's been sacked 40 times this year. As much as I want to say because he holds the ball too long, I wish I could say all 40 sacks were because of that. It's not even him holding the ball too long now. Like, he has 2 seconds to throw the ball. What do you want him to do, DB? What do you want him to do? Who you need to be? And then I saw you put up a post that said everybody wants to fire the coach. Ron Rivera got to go. Who you think picked these players? He picked these players. If anybody, if it's anything that we need, and you want to say it's that scouting department that still hasn't addressed the offensive line. They still just keep plugging in players. Eric Flowers, and all these other bum ass players. You know what I'm saying? Address the offensive line in the draft. And the time we did get a All-Pro in the draft, Brandon Sheriff, now he's blocking for Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. The coach got to go. The scouts got to go. Everybody got to go. I'm hoping right now, as we speak and during the season, Magic Johnson and Jeff Harris doing their due diligence, putting some fillers out there, talking to different people. These are 2 powerful guys. Hey, point us in the direction of some good NFL scouts that can go out here, and be effective so we can draft good players or great players, maybe soon to be Hall of Famers one day. We just keep going out. We just get pieces, we never really go out and address our needs as we should. We drafted Forbes this year in the first round, but you benched him. You don't bench a first round cornerback. You don't bench him every time he makes a mistake. You have to let him play through it. If that's the case, then you should have drafted him in the 3rd or 4th round. He's a first round pick. But meanwhile, I just keep saying St. Juiced just keep getting beat every week at the wrong times of the game. And the Grant Paulson, you put out a filler on your show last week or 2 right before the Giants game, and you said you were baffled how the Washington fans were only giving Washington a 30% chance to beat the Giants. Why couldn't you see that? And they proved it to you on Sunday. Get your head out of your ass. Get your head out of. You're such a homer. You can't see past that. If anybody should have known that the Washington was going to have a hard time with the Giants, it should have been you, Grant. These homers and put in the backup quarterback. Listen, Doug Williams was the exception and not the rule, okay? When he came in for Jay Schrader, I mean, y'all still looking for that from 87, man. You know, Jeff Hostetler was the exception, not the rule. You understand what I'm saying? Come in, win a Super Bowl, backup quarterbacks. That's not something that just happens on a regular basis. So, clean house. I'm talking about, man, get rid of everybody in the front office. That go for Martin Mayhew. That go for our scouting department. Definitely Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera. Take all that stuff, and we just need a whole overhaul.
Doug, you got to keep Doug Williams around, right?
Did you hear what I said?
Okay, everybody. Everybody.
So, okay, right. Okay, so let me ask you this. We've kept Doug Williams around. Where has it? I mean, I haven't seen any changes.
You're right. It's just like what's the word I'm looking like an emotional thing. Like, we still got Doug Williams in the building. But no, I feel you. Like you said, there hasn't been any change. Let me ask you this. If a team was to approach you right now for either Chase Young and or Montez Sweat, would you let Rivera do the deal?
And you know, what has he? I mean, bro, he's been here 4 years and he's never addressed the quarterback situation yet. So why would I trust? Huh?
You got Sam?
Right, they didn't draft him to be the franchise quarterback. They draft him as they draft him as potential. They didn't draft him.
We'll give you a third rounder for Chase Young.
Ooh. Nah, give it. I want something like that to happen for the new regime. For the new regime to make that decision.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you want the new people to trade?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So basically, you want Ron Rivera to get out the way.
Right. And Del Rio, both.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, because then that way I can judge fairly. Because, I told you this. Remember, I said it jokingly. But remember, I said, man, I think I may have come back a little bit too early. Because like I said, you know the reason why I left, because of Snyder and everything that he had to do with this team. I want to be able to judge the new regime fairly and honestly. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, who we bring in, the type of moves they make, give the new regime 3 or 4 years, and see. I still think that Harris and Magic, I think they behind the scenes making some moves, talking to the right people. Like, what'll be exciting for me is to see who they bring in. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's gonna be exciting for me. That's gonna be exciting to see who they bring.
Fish to fry right now. You got to figure out what to do with James Harden.
Who?
You got to figure out what to do with James Harden.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, listen. For all the games he doesn't play, he's being fine. So he doesn't have to pay him if he don't play.
There you go.
So I don't know how much figuring out he needs to do.
I showed him I'm not going to play. He's like, oh, perfect. You know what I'm saying? We put the money back towards the salary cap.
Access denied on the plane the other day to get on the plane for James Harden. Access denied, bro.
They're not.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I heard about.
Did you know that?
Yeah, that's crazy, son. At first, I thought that was like a clickbait. Then I read that. I was like, oh, okay, it's going down. Okay.
Nah, Jeff Harris, bro. And that probably came from Jeff.
I can't believe that Terrence Mann is slowing up this possible trade to the Clippers, though. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Terrence Mann's a good player, but if you're going, why would Ty Lue want to go all in with a team with Paul George, James Harden, and Kawhi Leonard? To me, that's like in Russell.
But also too. Okay, so if James Harden comes
to win a championship in 2015,
does Westbrook go to the bench if Harden comes? Do they even still?
Westbrook not going like that.
Yeah, but do they even still get along? Like, are they still cool? Like, didn't they have problems in Houston?
I don't know, son. I don't know nothing about them doing.
Yeah, so I mean, I just don't understand what the infatuation is with Harden, bro. I'm not going to miss him, just like I'm not going to miss your man when he retire. I'm a basketball fan. I mean, I am.
Who?
LeBron. Everybody keeps saying, man, y'all better appreciate it. I don't need to appreciate it, bro.
Miss the only person in history that's going to score 40,000 points.
No,
He's
I'm
not
not
going to
gonna
be
miss
missed.
that. I'm
The
not
guy
gonna
that
miss
scored
that.
40,000 points
I'm
in his
not gonna
career.
miss that
Yeah.
because after he's gone, we don't have to worry about any more pampering and creating narratives for one single player. We can get back to playing basketball again. We don't have to hear all these narratives. We don't have to hear all this pampering and all this baby shit. Making all these different excuses. We can go right back to way too many young stars in the league for me, bro. That's just like when Mike left. I'm like, okay, basketball's
Okay,
still
30,
being
that
played
was
though.
30 years ago. Please, Jesus, that was 30
No, but
years
I'm
ago.
just saying, everybody said, oh, we'll miss Mike when he's gone. I mean, I missed him for a second, but I'm still going to watch I'm not going to stop watching basketball
Of
because
course,
he's
it's going
gone.
to be
And the
the
same thing
next
with
stop.
LeBron. I'm not going to stop watching basketball
Oh,
because
I
he's
don't
gone, and
expect you
I'm
to
not
stop
going to miss
watching
him.
basketball, but don't be like LeBron was just somebody who came and
No,
hit.
what I'm telling you is, I'm not going to miss him because I seen his career differently than your stands. I'm not a stand, so I didn't see his career like you got. Just making every possible excuse for him every time something goes wrong.
Well,
That's not how I saw him.
I just
When
tell
he
you,
makes mistakes and when he does dumb shit, yeah, he needs to be criticized for it. That's me. So
yeah, no,
I'm just saying.
I agree with you with that. You know what I'm saying? I root for the
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah,
Cowboys.
yeah.
We get criticized for everything. You know what I'm saying? We don't lose to PJ Walker. You know what I'm saying? We don't lose to the tanking Minnesota Vikings. You know what I mean? We don't lose those kind of games. But we'll just slide on to the back and be the 7 seed, which somebody told me they was going to be this week. Okay.
Who the Lakers? Yeah, I
Philadelphia,
can see 6-7 for
Philadelphia.
AC. I can
No,
see six
I'm
seven
talking about, I'm
AC.
talking about, yeah, the Lakers. Yeah, I'm talking about the Cowboys, right?
Oh,
But
okay.
I'll just slide back to the background. You know what I'm saying, and wait for the season to end because I know Philadelphia. They got the Commanders this week. Then they got Then they got Dallas, Kansas City, the 49ers, and the Buffalo Bills. So we'll see how they come out of that.
We sure
You know what I'm
will,
saying?
and
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
be
see how they
here,
come out of that.
and I'll be
Yeah,
here
and
for it.
I'll be right here with you. But we got to get up out of here now.
Yes,
My man
sir.
Blaze, Corey Parsons, Fantasy Exec. Yo, we out.
Peace.